welcome to No Such Thing as a Bad Movie podcast. I am April Atnansky, and I'm here today with...
Justin Baclue! Boo Clue!
Boo Clue.
What am I saying?
Colin...
Computer virus Cunningham.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, I didn't come up with a fake name,
Colin
but...
Cuttingham.
Yeah, all right, so...
Yeah, you have to really accent it. Cuttingham! Cuttingham!
So, it's October, and we're talking this
What's
week
scarier than virtual reality?
I mean, really, like, there's what's scarier than, the soul of John Wayne Gacy, Charles Manson, and
We'll get into this.
Hitler in one
It doesn't
person.
really pay off, I feel.
No, it does not.
No.
Not at all. It was a beautiful dream.
So we're talking about Virtuosity from 1995, starring Denzel Washington and
Russell Crowe. Directed by Lawnmower Man's own, Brett Leonard.
Yeah, it's about time he came back. So we did Lawnmower
dare
Man
you.
commentary track, which is available on the Patreon, which also, if you don't want to join the Patreon, you can just buy it for $5 if you want to listen to a very long commentary track.
They could just pay $5
And then
download what they
everything?
want and then unsubscribe.
Don't give them
It's
cheat
true, but
codes.
some people don't want to give their credit card to and then cancel it, and you know what I mean. Some people just
Guys,
want
we don't do
stuff.
any ads on this podcast. Do you want us to start doing ads?
Although I have to say, I don't think when you have you can't download stuff to your computer.
Yes,
from
you can.
Patreon. All right, maybe there's a way you can game
You can.
the
It's an
system. or something.
MP3. No. There's no. You just click on the post. You go in the bottom right corner. Right click. Download.
And it goes up to a file on your computer.
Yep. It turns into an MP3. Yeah.
You're giving them instructions on how to...
Either way, we get
Either way, they're paying
$5. Yeah.
$5, so it's fine.
yes, but it could be $5 permanently.
Well, I don't know. Patreon's
$5
always
per-
changing their functions and stuff, and they're like, you can sell posts now. So I was trying it out.
Well,
Anyway,
we appreciate it. Maybe people, like you said, they
course.
don't want to subscribe. They don't want to get caught.
Some people just don't.
And once they listen to the Patreon commentaries, they'll be like, well, I have to subscribe. So then we got $10 out of them.
Exactly.
And then there's more. There's more commentaries. But Virtuosity.
I picked this one, and I was like, oh, shit. It's October still. I have to pick a spooky one. And then, Justin, you said, what's scarier than
All the
a
serial killers
killer?
put together.
All the serial killers put together.
It's true. And I mean, this one has been on the deck for a while.
Yeah, I've had it on my list for a while. I saw this in the theater when it came out.
Did it blow your hat off?
No. It was just we laughed a lot, and I saw it after it came out on video years later. I remember laughing a lot. It was just more for Russell Crowe's performance.
Oh, yeah. He rules in this movie. He's the best
my
part.
God, he is just swinging for the fences.
I gotta say, no one ever talks about this movie except you. And
Who, me?
Yeah, in my life, no one is ever mentioning this movie.
It's a
and they
forgotten
should
movie.
because it's pretty fun. It's much better than that. What was that one where the guy's a race car driver and then
Free
Free
Jack.
Jack.
Free Jack? It's a kind of similar world.
terrible.
But that one was much worse than this.
It's the kind of low budget sci-fi world that you see in
Yep.
Time Cop,
Yeah,
where
mid-90s.
outside everything looks exactly as it does today, except for some warehouse that has a don't know. A
bunch of computers
gigantic
in it.
virtual reality.
Not only
machine.
virtual reality, they also have the technology that just one guy can bring someone through nanotechnology to life
Yes.
from
Okay.
virtual reality.
They're really burying the lead as far as impressive technology.
It's true.
They're selling VR as the kind of big thing in this movie, and it's like, wait a minute, you have fucking androids that are perfect imitations of humans.
That's what was annoying about this movie. I was like, oh, what? There's this,
Yeah.
because the world just looks pretty normal, and then
Yeah.
the world building could have been better.
It's like Time Cop, where everything looks exactly the same except for the two sci-fi cars that the two
on the
leads have in
road.
the movie that look nothing like anything else in the world. So it's probably a lower budget. So
That being said, this movie didn't feel cheap.
no,
I don't think it was a lower budget. This cost $30 million.
that's a pretty low
I could have
budget.
used more explosions, though. There's only one explosion
Okay.
in
Well,
this.
I
and
mean,
it's a
my
flashback.
biggest issue is that there's a tanker truck that's
Yeah.
right there, ready to explode, and we go back to it twice.
I can't
couldn't
believe
believe it.
That was
I
just.
was shocked.
That's just cheap and
Yes.
terrible. That's mean.
But yeah, Justin, were you already a fan of this? Was this your first time seeing?
I thought we had done this film already because I vividly remember complaining about this tanker truck.
Maybe it was on
previously
another podcast.
on a podcast. Yeah, you know what? Maybe on Bay Street Video. Maybe when the Blu-ray came out on like budget disc or something like that.
We did a time cop for a Patreon.
Maybe that came up. I don't remember. Yeah, I've watched this with my friends, and I remember like. We were all hyping it up. We love Virtuosity. And then we sat there and watched it. And we're like, oh, okay, not so good. Funny Russell Crowe, but
hey, it's got a stacked cast, you know.
Oh yeah,
we got Denzel, we got
Bill Forsyth,
we got Bill Forsyth,
William Fichtner.
We
also have
we got Louise Fletcher,
Kevin J. O'Connor, my favorite, showing up.
I thought, okay,
love
when
that
his
guy.
when
Wish
his
he
name
was in there more.
Yeah, when his name came up in the credits, I was like, oh, Kevin J. O'Connor, and I thought it was the guy from Entourage. The little Irish guy?
No.
It's
I think that's
Benny
Kevin
from The Mummy, and the sidekick in Deep Rising as well.
I realized that later, so
when we
I
saw
thought
him.
it was Kevin Connolly,
Kevin Connolly.
the little short guy from who directed Gotti.
Yes.
Turtle, I think.
I think
No,
or is
it's
it
the other
E?
guy.
I don't know. I never watched
think it
that
was
show.
E.
I've never watched Entourage.
It's terrible. But so I remember a lot of things for this movie. The special effects, Russell Crowe, Denzel. You know, he's always reliable. He's not going to be in a bad movie.
I love
Denzel
Denzel
seems
Washington.
almost like a CGI version of Denzel. Like,
He's so
not-
good, but he's as good as he always is. It's
He's-
a very
yeah.
by the books Denzel
He's
performance.
very solid. He's good. He's kind of likable.
Honestly, I was just looking at him and I was just like, I wish his son was more talented. That's
I
what I
love
was
his son.
thinking. He's so boring.
He's
Sorry,
very boring.
I
I'm
do
a
like
fan
him.
of Denzel's son.
I do like him. I just, when you look at the charisma his father
Yeah.
had, you could say he's more over the top, but it was the style at the time.
That's just Denzel.
Yeah, and there's so many great moments of him, going off in the way he does.
Yeah.
Especially in that prison scene where he's just screaming at the guards.
Oh, yeah, it's
it was
great.
something along the lines of, "Is this what you wanted?" It was something like that.
Kind of brought me back to like kind of Ricochet, which we will do on this
you
podcast.
love Ricochet.
We gotta
Ricochet is
do Ricochet. That
amazing.
movie's amazing.
It is so much fun. Speaking of fun, this movie is fun. This is an entertaining
I would
movie.
agree. It's not the greatest, action B movie of the 90s.
No, yeah, I just find it a little dull. Is what for long stretches until the end where it picks up. But let's start at the beginning because I think the beginning. Every time I watch the movie, I'm like, oh yeah, here we go.
I also really like the beat. Also, you're like, wait till you see the uniforms. But then it was just in that one scene. I thought it was going to be throughout the whole movie,
I
these
wish.
ridiculous uniforms.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, it's like this sort of virtual world. You kind of realize what's happening, but very like shades of the Matrix. Like,
Yeah, very Matrixy.
everybody's wearing like
Yeah.
kind of the same gray suits.
I actually really loved how this felt like a video game from, the early 2000s, like
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto or something.
What are we in? Existence or something?
You mean Existence?
Existence.
Okay, I'm
that's
like,
right.
what? But yeah, like, especially when they go into the sushi restaurant and people are just like fake eating, I was like, wow, like they're using real actors to look like a video game, but those types of games weren't really there yet.
No, it's cool.
It was really neat.
It just has better graphics.
I would like to point out some FMV games where there's real actors in them, like that Blade Runner game that came out. What was it called?
No, the Blade Runner game, I don't think was FMV.
Yeah, I thought it was.
No, it wasn't.
That's not what I'm talking about, though. I'm just talking about using real actors to act in a world like NPCs.
But they're trained.
no.
They're
So, like,
trained-
kind
And
of
you
like
know what?
the
That Blade
Matrix
Runner
thing.
game came out in 1997, so it was much after this.
I just bought it for my PS4. Actually, I haven't played
Oh,
it
really?
yet.
You bought the Blade Runner FMV?
Well, it's not.
No, it's not an FMV.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Sorry. Okay, Gabriel Knight then.
Yeah,
that had FMV sequences.
And like, I don't know, was it Phantasmagoria? Was that one?
Phantasmagoria, Seventh Guest.
There was that Tim Curry Frankenstein. It
You
was
guys are always going off about the FMV video
and
games.
like Christopher Walken in Ripper.
They just re-released a crap. I can't find it now. An FMV first-person shooter.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a Doom clone. It's called like Kill Switch or something like that. And
Oh.
people say that the new version is actually good.
Okay, I gotta check it out.
So it's like, wow.
Is it
and
an
like you can
updated
actually see
version?
that it's people. Yeah, it's like they went in and they actually had all the assets, which is wild to me. Like, are those floppy disks just hanging around?
Well, we're talking like 30 years ago,
How would
probably.
you even like, read them at this point?
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably buy a floppy drive, right? That's what I was using in like 1995.
Yeah, somebody's old like PC that they dusted off and then like praying that it still works.
You have to go
there's
to
one
estate
company
sales.
in Malaysia that's
really?
still
You looking that up right now?
Yeah,
you're fine.
that still sells FMV stuff.
But
I bring back FMV. That's what I say.
Yeah, for sure. It was a good.
Oh, it's called Killing Time Reloaded.
All right, we'll check it
That's
out.
the FMV Doom clone. Yeah,
But
it's on PS4.
I like this virtual world they've created. It's just like, it looks exactly like it, but little things are off. There's some like glitching.
You're not supposed to know it's a virtual world at first.
Yeah, it's like Denzel and his partner show up wearing
Very ridiculous.
amazing cop outfits. I don't know how to describe them. It's like purple. It's like something that Eddie Murphy would wear.
Blue leather is blue, right? Blue leather.
Blue or purple? I can't.
Jumpsuit, jacket. I can't. You just gotta
It's like
I'll find a picture.
The Rocketeer, his outfit was made of like purple leather.
I'll find a picture and put
leather.
it in here.
And that Eddie Murphy would be on stage doing like stand up in it or something.
And there's a hat and
there's a little like leather cap. But they go into, they're chasing, you don't know what, but they're like chasing these glitches that are along the wall. And then Denzel sees like a sushi restaurant and it has like the little kind of sideways smiley face. It goes in, Russell Crowe is there.
He's so funny later. He's just like, oh, well, I knew he would be in there because people used to sign emails with a colon and a bracket. It means a smiley face. I'm like, what year is this? Like, what year is it supposed to be? I don't know. They don't say like in 2059.
No, they don't.
They don't explain anything.
They don't
which
dare.
maybe is okay. But
Russell
it's
Crowe
confusing.
comes onto screen though, very reserved and calm. I'm just kidding. He comes on. He's like, "It's me, Russell Crowe,"
And he's
like licking his face.
He has
like,
an elongated tongue, which only shows up one other time in
a
this.
real Bowser in Super Mario Brothers 9 movie.
Yeah,
Maybe they had the assets.
He is
so we
like,
can use it again.
he is hamming it up like crazy in this movie, and I don't think I've ever seen him go this big ever again.
I would like to point you in the direction of two movies.
Oh?
You have, of course, the what was the one that came out during the pandemic?
Unhinged.
we talked about that.
And him in the Man in the with the Iron Fist, the RZA movie, where he
Oh,
plays
okay.
Oliver Reed, and he's like, "Oh, it's me, Russell Crowe."
No, I have to see this.
Don't know about
Then when he
that.
showed up so big, the RZA was like, "I guess he won't be getting into any fights."
Oh no!
Yeah.
Well, he's a large man now, but you say unhinged, but I think that's a more believable Russell Crowe. Like, oh God, I'm terrified of him.
This is like
This
a
is-
cartoon character.
He's a cartoon, yeah.
Well, I was so scared of him. He had 1,000 serial killers baked into him, right, or whatever the number is.
No, I'm gonna say I didn't love him at first because he doesn't look like this character. And my issue is I have so much of his his performances after this in my brain. I
What do
see
you mean
him
he
as
doesn't
normal.
look like his character?
He looks too normal.
She said he looks too
He
clean
looks
cut.
too regular, and I'm seeing him in like A Beautiful Mind or Cinderella Man or all the bajillion movies where he just played regular man, and he needs to look more crazy or at least different. But
Yeah.
I was won over by the end of the movie.
I think he's kind
He's
of playing-
committing. I no doubt about that.
He comes off as like Patrick Bateman or someone from like.
He just looks too. I
he
don't
just
know.
looks like a
He looks like a
businessman.
potato. He has like a potato head, and I just don't buy him as this character. Now that's a me problem because when this came out, no one had hadn't done much before this.
maybe
right?
had seen him in
What
Quick
about
and the Dead.
L.A. Confidential was that before
Oh, he's
this?
great in The Quick and the Dead.
Was L.A. Confidential out?
No, that's way after this. Yeah,
That
That's
is,
after
okay.
this.
Who was he in Quick and the? Was he the dad?
No, he was
No,
the Padre.
yeah, he's the other gunslinger who's like tied up the entire time.
I don't even remember that.
He was
There were
kind
too
of
many
tied-
characters in that
he was
movie.
just tied to the fountain
Okay.
the entire movie. Romper
Oh
Stomper.
man,
of
I want to
course.
see this Russell Crowe movie, Hammer Over the Anvil. The cover is him smiling, and there's a rainbow behind him, and there's like horses riding around.
Oh,
That's a real like, what do we do with Russell Crowe kind of role?
Oh, okay. I want
what
to see
kind
this.
of movie
You
is
just
it? Is
sent-
it a western?
Hammers over
I don't
the
know.
Anvil?
Wait, was he just like, oh, maybe this is like a series that he was in?
A young boy's hero, a married woman's desire.
It looks
Because
like
there's
a
another
TV
one that looks
show.
exactly like that called The Silver Brumby.
I
A
guess-
mother
More
tells her
horses.
daughter a fable about the Prince of the Brumbies. Brumby being a term for the pharaoh horses of Australia. Okay.
These are all of his
it's a Brumby.
Australian movies.
Yeah, these are all before he came over the pond, as they say.
I
or
think
the
his
ocean.
big breakout over there was, I think, Romper Stomper. That was probably his first introduction
Yeah, I still haven't seen that.
U.S. audiences. He was really good. He's very terrifying in it.
Yeah, the Jeffrey Wright movie, he plays a neo-Nazi in it.
Yeah.
Yes, he can play villains for sure. But this was like a special brand of 90s villain. I kept being reminded of the Riddler.
Yeah, it was cartoon, especially when he like giggles.
Specifically, you mean
Jim Carrey as the
yes.
Riddler. And also, like, who else do you think could have done this role? I mean, lots of people. I just think it was an odd choice to cast him.
Is that Selma Hayek?
Yeah, sorry, I just sent you guys a
Breaking
poster of
Up.
Salma Hayek and Russell Crowe in Breaking Up. That seems like a movie that doesn't exist.
Also, I mean, it's funny how Russell Crowe is considered such a heartthrob in the 90s. And he just, I'm not saying he's ugly. It's just, it's
Age
a very,
comes for us
He's a
all.
handsome
it's
man,
a
look at that.
specific, I'm not talking about age. I'm just talking about how he looks. And it's a very specific look. But, you know,
He's a handsome man.
I mean, there was a whole scene in Sex and the City where it was like, who do you think about at night? And they all go, Russell Crowe at the same time. And it's
But
like,
everybody, you get older, your body changes. There's nothing
He
to do
was
about that.
He was a hunk.
April's like, how can he be a sex,
sex
symbol
symbol.
now,
See him in-
considering how old
no,
he
I'm
is?
just mean
It's
at
like,
the
well,
time.
Yes.
I guess.
But he was young.
This was like the
No, I'm
gladiator.
talking about how he looked when he was young. I'm just saying, beauty standards were different in the 90s. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
He's a hunky man.
Yeah.
Hunky, manly man. I don't
It's all
understand.
right. Yeah.
Oh, he's all right? Are you more of like a Chris Pine or like Chris Hemsworth kind of?
I think that maybe in the 90s and the 80s, more interesting faces were considered beautiful, and now everybody has to look like, say Chris Pine, who's like perfectly symmetrical. But no, that Bumber, whatever, what was it? Silver Brumby. He looks pretty cute on
Man,
there.
you get
Silver
some,
Brumby.
you get some stubble on his face. He's like the bad boy.
He looks weird in that Breaking Up thing. Like his
Totally, he does.
forehead is gigantic.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna say
Nothing but
I think he
forehead.
looks a little better when he gets older and he kind of settles in a little bit.
He's charismatic. What do you?
He's
doing it. Justin keeps sending us pictures.
charismatic.
I'm just zooming in on Russell Crowe's forehead.
Stop it.
Okay, well, speaking of Russell Crowe's eyes, he was given contacts in this movie, was he not?
Was
Because
he?
he has brown eyes or green eyes, and he had these
I don't know.
weird blue eyes in
Well,
this movie.
it's funny because Denzel in this opening scene, he says his partner goes like, "How are we going to recognize him?" And then Denzel says,
His eyes.
"His eyes, they're mine." I'm like, "What?"
Well, I don't know what that means.
Okay, whatever. But they're. I don't know. It's revealed later that this is a training simulation.
Yeah, they have a big shootout.
What is
And
this a training simulation for?
Well, and also, if it's a training simulation, why do you die if you die in it? And then
Well,
This is the classic question of
Later,
why can the
that's-
hologram become real?
but later
Why
that's
can-
not the case. They like turn that off.
No, okay, so it's always supposed to be off. So basically, they have a big shootout.
Oh.
Denzel's shot. He escapes. It's revealed that they're in a VR training simulation, and that his partner, who Russell Crowe kills, is dying in real life. They're kind of like shaking. So basically, and it's revealed that Denzel and his partner are actually prisoners.
Yes.
So they're using prisoners to test out this VR simulation setup before they allow actual police officers to use it to train. And then it's also revealed. So there's like this really sketchy programmer guy that's kind of hanging around. He's
Yeah.
very like weird and robotic. He talks to Sid.
Okay,
Russell
but
Crowe's character is
what-
named Sid 6.7.
Why was the safety protocol turned off?
Because
Russell Crowe did it.
Russell Crowe did it, and he comes by there.
He did it from within the machine?
Yes, Louise Fletcher. So okay, like we get out of the VR simulation. We see everybody. William Fichtner is there. He's kind of in charge of this thing. Louise Fletcher
He's
is
like the under Louise Fletcher.
She's like
she's the surgeon general.
she's
or
like the
whatever
head
they
of
say.
police or
Yeah.
something like that. And she's like, "What the hell? Like I thought there were safety protocols. Blah blah blah. Like I can't let my police train with this thing." And then in a later conversation with Russell Crowe, the programmer's like, I know it was you that turned off those safety protocols, Sid. And he's like, ooh, it gave me such a rush to kill in real life.
So at this point, he's already like, self-actualized.
I think this programmer is kind of like, he's unhinged,
He's unhinged. Well, it's like the programmer in spoilers Upgrade, where it's like he's kind of working for the program.
Yeah.
But he created him. What was I going to say? I forget.
Well, there you go.
Let's go. Let's move forward.
So yeah, this VR machine is so hilarious. And this I was kind of reminded of Time Cop.
Yep.
It has that thing. It's like big, empty, scummy warehouse. And then this enormous thing. This is like a building size structure like inside this thing. And it's just for like 2 VR machines. Something that you could like play in your living room.
Also, it's funny that he like talks to the TV screen.
Yeah, Russell Crowe's on this big screen with like a kind of 1980s computer graphics backgrounds, like lots of checkerboards and marble statues. That sort of
a
thing.
lot of fun. What's it like? Stock model 3D models that you get like with a program.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Battle Chess shows up at one point later on, which came for free in the Windows program.
Yeah, Russell Crowe can kind of like do anything in the world. He's like flipping around. And he's
Oh yeah, he's like, I have total control. He's like, woo, and he goes upside
he
down.
pulls a flower out of nowhere. He's like playing piano. He's like into music.
I wish he had those powers in the real world
He
through like
kind
nanotechnology.
of does. He is at one point he just jumps straight up through a ceiling.
Well, he has like super strength, but he doesn't
Super
have
strength, yeah.
Beetlejuice powers.
Yeah.
It would be cool
Yeah.
if he could like create stuff. He kind of regenerates himself with like glass. The nanites in his body could like pull glass. It would be kind of cool if he could manifest things like doing that. Like I need a gun. And
Out
then,
of himself, yeah.
But first, we go to Denzel Washington's in jail. Now, big promise here that's never delivered on. They're like, he's got a metal arm.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, cool. I hope he'll use this metal arm. Nope.
Well,
nope, he never does.
At the end, he kind of does,
A
and
little
it's
bit.
very disappointing.
It's in the lamest way possible.
yeah.
And then at the he goes into the prison, and they're like, this prison's crazy. And all I could think of, it's no Tango and Cash prison.
No, that's the
It's
best.
not even the Ricochet prison where they're having like
Sword fights.
with phone books, but for some reason it's raining paper and the guards don't do anything and they just let the head of the Aryan Brotherhood fight him because he's like, you killed Sonny or whatever.
He blames Denzel for the death of his partner in the beginning in the VR. I don't know how word got back so fast, but whatever.
The cops are all in on it.
So the cops like hate Denzel for some reason, so they let him into the general populace. But then like this guy comes out, he gives a Hitler salute, and then it's like the camera like jibs down to reveal his white power tattoo, and it's like we got it.
Yeah, we just had to really make it.
We got it at the Hitler salute.
And then he beats him up, or Denzel kicks his ass.
Yeah, and then the cops beat him up, blah, blah, blah. And then we're introduced to Kelly Lynch. She was kind of like in the last scene. She kind of meets Denzel in
I just
prison.
don't want to skip over the really funny part where they're leaving the VR thing and he's in the chains and he's walking these tiny little baby steps.
Oh, yeah.
And it's really, really funny. Like everyone else is walking normal and he's walking like a centimeter at a time. Denzel, it's really fun. He's like bouncing up and down.
He's having a walk and talk with Bill Forsyth. Yeah, he's doing this little
because his feet are chained together.
Yeah,
it was a very odd choice.
It's a funny visual because they only show him from like the chest up, so you don't know what's
bouncing
going on.
around.
So we get Kelly Lynch's character. She's a
criminal psychologist.
Criminal psychologist.
Oh, and she's also writing a book, so maybe she's also a reporter too.
Yeah. So she wants to get, there's some backstory with Denzel that they kind of give in like little snippets here and there. But
Okay. Can we just jump ahead and let's talk about this backstory of Denzel?
Yeah.
Because at one point he goes, I'm here for 17 years. And I'm like, you seemingly killed 2 innocent people.
Yes.
They were filming two innocent people and like 3
like
or 4
7
bad
other
people. Criminals.
So
No, I think that we don't know when this was because I thought he was saying like I got 17 more years.
Yeah, 17
But still,
more.
maybe he only got 20, I guess.
So basically,
Yeah, maybe it's technically manslaughter, I guess, because he wasn't going to kill.
He killed that camera crew.
Yeah, but not with the intent. It was like
that'd be manslaughter then.
He was like in shock and didn't know.
Okay,
So
all
basically, it's revealed that in the past there was some serial killer bomber who would
was like a political
activist who would
criminal.
blow up like public spaces. Denzel was chasing him, and like they became arch enemies. So then he kidnapped Denzel's wife and daughter.
My daughter.
That's how Denzel says it. Daughter. Gotta get my daughter.
I feel like he says that in every movie. Also, he's always a cop. Not always, but he plays a lot of
in
cops.
Gladiator too. Cop.
Well, I mean, wasn't Caesar basically was the cop of the Colosseum?
I don't know.
I don't think he plays Caesar.
Supposedly a great movie.
I forgot.
With
Really?
word coming off of Twitter is that everybody's like, it's fucking amazing.
Well, we were just talking about legacy sequels.
I don't want to get too hyped up about
Beetlejuice.
Are you gonna get all hyped up about Gladiator?
Yeah,
2?
and then blame myself.
I kind of was hyped up.
I got the Gladiator popcorn bowl. I got the.
I was hyped up when I saw that first trailer, but am I crazy or is it going to be bad? Is it going to be good? Who knows?
I mean, Ridley Scott never disappoints.
He did. Did you see that interview with
Yes.
him where he said, "This is the best movie I've ever made," and he said, "And I should know. I've made a lot of them."
He says that about every movie, I
Yeah.
feel.
He's so full of himself. I love it.
Yeah, but
He's allowed to. He's like 90 years old.
Let him. Come on. He's made some of
hey,
the
it's going to
best
be
movies.
better than Megalopolis.
Well, yeah.
Is he going to be thrown into like another fucking alien movie after this? He's like, one more try.
You know-
It's like, no, Ridley,
Get him
no.
out of those aliens.
You know he's already filming like 3 movies right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder what's Ridley's next movie?
He can't stop.
When is Gladiator?
All the money in the world too. I'm back.
When does Gladiator 2 come out? Christmas?
Pretty soon, I think.
No, in the next few weeks.
Oh, soon.
Yeah.
yeah, very soon.
No. I'm kind of excited.
Anyway, yeah.
Oh,
So
the 22nd of wait. It's set to be released on the 22nd of November. That's in 2 days.
no,
22nd of
Tuesday?
November.
November.
Oh, November.
Yeah,
right,
it's
right,
October.
Sorry. We're in October.
But yeah, the actual backstory is he kidnaps his wife and daughter, and he rigs them up with like kind of almost like a saw, like that's not a saw like trap, but it's just like
It's just a laser
tripwire bomb thing. So he finds them and it blows them up.
And then he comes in.
And it was supposed to kill him too, apparently, but it didn't. So he comes in and murders everyone.
Yeah, he loses his arm in the explosion after his wife and daughter die. And then he goes in. The serial killer is being interviewed by like a news team. And then Denzel comes in guns blazing, kills everybody. And then the news team shines their light in his eye and he's,
I thought he was just angry and he was just like, God, I'm shooting everyone.
No, he kind of gets freaked out and then shoots them by accident.
I was thinking that, like, you just found out your wife and daughter died, and he's automatically back into cop mode. Like, I have to kill these people. Like, I was just thinking, like, wow.
I think
I couldn't do that.
He's in shock. He's lost his arm, blah, blah, blah. So he kills this news team by accident, and that's why he's in jail.
So it wasn't because he killed the man who killed his wife and daughter.
No.
Well, we don't know the details of the court case.
Well, I look forward to the Disney Plus Virtuosity prequel series. It gets into this.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't know, Law and Order.
We could get
10 episodes. It's like the Joker 2 of Virtuosity.
It's just all in court. It's like My Cousin Vinny, but with Denzel.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's
we get
the backstory.
So yeah, Kelly Lynch, blah blah blah. Then we get Kevin J. O'Connor. So we're back at the VR lab, and this is where it clicked for me because I recognized his voice, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I think he should have been playing the creepy programmer guy.
I agree.
Totally.
Yeah, he gets taken off the board way too fast.
Yeah,
We show him like
and
putting his hand in his pants as he's watching this like sexy lady go, come into the game or something while chess is happening behind her. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, so he's like, and he asks the programmer, he's like, just loan me your equipment for like 15 minutes. I'm like, ew, no.
He's like, no, but then he's like, show me your nano thing. I think maybe this sexy
he tells her
lady.
like, let's bring this sexy lady to life.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay.
Yeah,
but that's
I
all
think
a ruse.
Sid 6.7 has talked to the programmer and he's made this plan. So
But by the way, does Sid stand for anything? Feels like it should, right?
Probably.
Serial, independent demon.
Deckhead.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
All right.
So yeah, each of these, it's like a little cartridge that each of the VR personalities has, and it has this like kind of, it looks like a D&D die inside that's made of crystal.
Those cartridges just look like 8 tracks.
Yeah, and then so it's got the personality kind of crystal inside. So
Pretty
Kevin J.
cool.
O'Connor's character magically has this lab where he can grow, I don't know, synthetic organisms.
Yeah, you think it would be in a more controlled environment. This like
There's Kevin J. O'Connor in charge
it's
of
just
it.
one guy.
It's just this
There's
tiny
nobody else
lab.
there.
I'm like, how does VR get this gigantic, like, fucking warehouse with this big machine, and then Kevin J. O'Connor has this basement lab?
It kind of reminds
growing
me
real people.
of Lawnmower Man, where the VR thing is just in Pierce Brosnan's basement. Like, I mean, there's a lab too, but he was like testing it
It's
down
like,
there.
who cares about the VR? It's like, if you want to give cops, like, don't train them in VR, grow, like, real life prisoners or
I don't
serial
know.
killers.
But then are alive because they have like AI and their minds and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
have them chase them in, like, real situations instead of, like...
Yeah, and then the cops don't have to go into the real life. They just think they're arresting prisoners and whatever. Like land that we put, like Mr. Beast does it or something.
Yeah,
like that. All the
probably.
cops can go live there.
So he treks Kevin J. O'Connor. Instead of the girl's crystal, he takes Sid's. And then, so I guess Kevin J. O'Connor gives him this, like, he has a snake. It's like an android snake or
He
whatever.
shows how they can regenerate with glass.
Yeah, so
because I guess the
basically-
nanotechnology is made of glass. Okay.
These nanites can, like, go in and take the silicon from glass.
It's always nanites, isn't it?
It always
Guys,
is.
are you scared of being kidnapped by Mr. Beast, considering that he's in Toronto right now?
Is he really?
Oh no.
Oh, God.
Yeah, they built a whole fortress in Toronto
What?
for the like Mr. Beast game.
How is this legal?
I was watching a video on like all the bad stuff that came out about him, but I still haven't finished it yet, so I I don't know the whole details.
Like they literally built what looks like a like North Korean style penitentiary
Jesus Christ.
place in Toronto,
Where?
and Mr. Beast could come and get you at any time. Let's see, has appeared in Toronto. It doesn't. I think it's been shut down. I see an
Holy
image
shit.
that says Toronto Mr. Beast set shut down.
That is huge.
What
my
the
God.
fuck?
That's like a fucking village.
Yeah, he's
They probably built it on like
taking over
It's
Toronto.
like some waterfront property down by, like...
yeah, or like there's a lot of like film studios and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
that is
right?
a bunch of
Yeah,
big
built it
empty
there.
space, obviously not like within. The
Oh, it's
city.
at Downsview Park.
Oh man.
Watch, it'll probably be like a piece of the green belt or something like that. that he built.
Probably.
Doug Ford sold it to him.
Yeah.
Right, because it's for the Amazon
I don't.
show.
I
Anyway,
don't know much about Mr. Beast, and I don't want.
I
to.
just want it to be spooky because kids love him.
Yeah.
They love him.
Yeah, that's really creepy.
And his dead eyes and like
Just
literally torture that he does.
creepy. Anyway.
But if Mr. Beast wants to sponsor us, we love Mr. Beast bars. Yum yum.
I no.
the lunch
It's just like
snackables.
it's just like
Yes.
candy and soda.
And didn't he get into like energy drinks recently?
Yeah.
And he's
I
like,
think it
it's
was-
healthier.
Oh no, I think it was like children's food. Like
It was like Lunchables, but it was like.
But he
it was-
partnered up
But
with
bad
like
for
Logan
it.
Paul and some other
Ugh.
asshole.
Yeah, I can't. The less I know about
Yeah.
him, the better.
Lunchly is what it's called.
Well, back to this because so they basically put this crystal into a big vat of like blue goo.
Yeah, it's goo.
to grow what Kevin J. O'Connor thinks is like this porn
Sexy
lady that's
lady.
going to have sex with him. For some reason, it comes out in like this alien egg. Like,
And then it looks like a blossoming flower, like a Venus flytrap type thing.
Yeah.
It peels back like something from Zelda.
I was thinking in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, he's going to notice that it's not a lady.
He doesn't.
Instantly, but it's like,
Until the very last minute.
I'm like, oh, okay, they hid it in like this bizarre egg for some reason, of course. So then naked Russell Crowe comes out and kills him.
and he
then-
says like, Linda or whatever. Like he doesn't get it. Like even when he's looking at Russell
it's like
Crowe.
a joke, yeah, I guess. Like, Linda?
And then we get to see Russell Crowe's behind quite a bit.
April was so shocked. She's like, I think that's his real butt.
Well,
Well, do you think there was like a butt stand-in?
they have
Like-
butt stand-ins.
But
yeah, but he's not a huge star at this
Exactly.
point.
Yeah.
So it was his real butt. It looked pretty good. So I'm happy.
He's got a
that-
good
I
butt.
need male nudity in movies.
you think Russell
What
Crowe...
does he say in this movie though? He says something really funny where he's like, "The game's afoot." Oh, like, let the games
No,
begin.
what is it? It's all for you, or he has a catchphrase.
No. He says he's like, "Let's get it on," something like that.
This one's for you, Parker.
This one's for you. Yeah, that's his catchphrase.
I like his voice in this movie. He's got a very. I could listen to him on like audiobooks by Russell Crowe. I like him.
April's a Russell Crowe skeptic.
Yeah, what the hell,
I hope
man?
you're getting that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just something was missing for me in this movie, but it was not.
And in Russell Crowe's general appearance as a sexy man.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not for fault of him trying, because he is giving it in this movie.
I know.
I guess I just wish that maybe there was someone who was maybe a little crazier, like not quite a Jim Carrey, but
John Lithgow, perhaps.
Maybe.
You're talking about Ricochet.
Maybe, yeah. You could, if you had a little ricochet.
yeah.
I don't think John Lithgow's ever given an over-the-top performance, though. I feel
he's very subdued,
grounded to the material.
Did I tell you when we saw a cliffhanger in the theater?
No.
You know, he's got like a British accent. He is over the top in that movie, John Lithgow. And then he's trying to kill Sylvester Stallone at the end. He's like trying to chase him with his helicopter or something. And and he yells out, "Die, you resilient bastard!" And then my friend turned to me and he was like, "Sylvester Stallone is Brazilian?" He's like, "I love the movie, but I don't get why he called him a Brazilian bastard."
Oh my God.
So yeah, we get Russell Crowe butt. So he's out in the real world.
Is he clenching? Do you think?
I think or maybe he just has a very toned,
like firm
He's got
butt.
a taut butt.
a toned butt.
Yeah.
He would take any opportunity to. He's like, I have
a pretty taut butt. I think I'd become a butt model.
I'm not using any
at my
double.
age.
There's no butt models. There's butt doubles.
That's what you think.
well, I guess underwear models. Yeah.
No, just butts. I don't want any clothes
They're-
touching my butt.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe in the male porn industry,
OnlyFans?
yeah, only you could model
Or
like
be a butt double. They're like, bring in the
jock
butt. Can you be just a butt double?
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah, just
they have body doubles for women, so
Hand doubles.
yeah, but just butts,
the butt.
no
Oh
heads,
yeah,
no hands.
100%.
yeah, I think so.
100%.
But how can you make enough money to survive as
I
just
think
a
it
butt
might have to
double?
be your side hustle.
So there's no like
Behind
like a
hustle.
competing butt double industry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You know, you just have to like tone your butt constantly.
Do a lot of squats.
Can you work out just your butt?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's tons of
Okay.
exercises that are glute focused.
Yeah, you do some like Jean-Claude Van Damme exercises.
There's a thing where you like do like you thrust your hips with like a weight on it, like, you know, while you're like lying down.
I could be Van Damme's butt double.
You can do those like back curls.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the things. We used to do that when we used to work out in
Leg
university.
lifts.
We'd do, come on, let's do the Van Damme, get that Van Damme butt.
There's a machine at the gym that just works your butt.
Yeah.
Like it's like you swing your leg back.
Speaking of butts, the substance. Whoa.
Oh yeah.
That was so butt
We just saw
focused.
The Substance recently, and I've never seen more butts in a movie ever.
Since
not necessarily there.
Wait. Remember what movie we watched
I
last
know.
week, April?
I was thinking of
Almost
that
Invisible.
constantly. I was like, this might tie Almost Invisible. That was butts and crotches. For
Yeah, this
Substance
is all
was a little
butts,
more,
okay.
little more butt focused. Still crotches though, but yeah, like I was just like, I've never in a week I had never seen so many butts on cinema.
I was like, wow, this director's a pervert. And I'm like, oh, it's a woman.
Women can be pervs, dude.
God bless
it's
her.
possible.
That's great. So
where
Russell
are
Crowe
we?
gets out. So they go to Denzel. They're like, they hatch a plan. It's like,
Okay. I want to say here, though, this is an issue I have with this movie. Russell Crowe as a villain is so lame.
how?
Like, he's never scary or even does anything like they keep saying that he killed people like off screen, I guess. And you didn't see it?
He's constantly
He's like
killing
shooting people, but
Yeah, but not in
the
a cool
first thing he
serial
does
killer
when he
way.
gets out is he goes to a club and then makes people.
I'm going to make a
he makes
symphony
music
of horror.
with screams,
Yeah,
which is something that really never comes up again.
Well, the whole like,
It's silly.
there was a really funny scene later when, so basically, let's get to the premise. It's like Denzel is released. They're like, you know, Sid 6.7. We're going to, release you from prison. That's it. Your sentence is.
What's funny about this is that like they don't try anything else before then. It's like he escaped and they go right to Denzel.
Well, they kind of.
They got nothing.
Bill Forsythe kind of goes, yeah, we got a couple of cops already looking for him.
That's
about it.
Yeah. But they give him this terrible deal where they're like, you have to catch him and kill him. If not, you're back in jail. But if you do, you're free. And also, we're going to put a chip in you for the rest of your life. And so we're always going to know where you are.
Yeah. And they don't tell him that the chip also
has poison in it.
Has poison in it that if he tries to escape, blah, blah, blah.
But the chip they put into him is like the size of your fist injected into his neck.
It is like the biggest needle I've ever seen.
He's like, oh! There, we got the tracker in you.
This needle, it's like the width of a straw. And it goes like,
huge.
It is like he would be recovering in hospital for like 3 months.
He should have negotiated or something. He was just like, okay.
I love it. They should.
And like for a tracker, like stick it in your butt or something like that.
Well, they had to.
In the neck?
Because it had poison in it, I guess.
They should.
You can be poisoned through your butt.
They should have injected it, and then he's immediately dies. They're like, oh, we should use a smaller one next time.
Yeah.
No. So and then Kelly Lynch, I guess, wants to team up for them. So they're partners now. So I
forget why, but she's fascinated. She's I guess been studying Sid or something. I don't know.
It is a funny scene where he's talking to Bill Forsyth, and then she bursts into the room. She's like, "Okay, I've got all the files here. I think we got to start at this place and this place." And then they're just like silently looking at her, and then Denzel's like, "When do I get my gun?" And then they go to the programmer's house. So now this is like, it's all kind of revealed that the programmer. This is very hilariously depicted on screen. She hacks into his computer, and it's like, oh my god,
oh my god,
he grew Sid's personality by.
They said they had DNA of all of these serial killers. It wasn't just their profiles.
Oh, really?
She says DNA.
Do they say who it is? Like Jack the Ripper.
They do. They do.
Yeah, all the names are like cycling,
and they have like ridiculous 3D renderings of their faces.
So it's like Hitler's face morphing into like John Wayne Gacy in cloud makeup.
Yeah.
And then they have Jeffrey
Charles
Dahmer.
Manson.
It's so funny.
And then they're like swirling around.
But like Russell Crowe doesn't do any of the like bits from other serial killers.
No, because
once. He does once. He does his first kill where he gets the suit at the guy's house, and then he writes "kill the pigs." Or
yeah, that's
And they're like, "Oh my god, that's Charles Manson."
Oh man, that suit sequence! It's suddenly a parody of Saturday Night Live fever. Saturday Night Live fever is what we all have thanks to the new Jason Reitman film Saturday Night, right?
That's right.
Yeah, he's obsessed with suits. They're like, "What is he turning into?" And it's like hard cut to down,
and that's in the trailer.
Yeah,
at that point I was like, okay, this is actually a comedy. They want you to laugh at this.
He's hamming it up. There's like these people. He gets a high five from somebody because he's wearing.
He's like in the market.
Yeah.
But yeah, but the real thing with this computer sequence, they reveal is that, oh my god, the serial killer that killed Denzel's wife and kid is in Sid.
Right.
Whatever his name is.
I forget. Oh God.
Grimes, yeah.
And
hadn't she suffered enough dating Elon Musk and having a child?
Yeah, the Grimes. And then later Sid's like, well, when I see you, Denzel, the Grimes character just comes out and I just become him. Yeah. So he's really not any of those other guys. He's really just Grimes in a computer man.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know.
But he's like...
so it's like...
But I do love... They kind of explain it that... It's like, let's go to Sid 6.7. They're like, oh my God, he's got 200 serial killer personalities in him. And then it's like, over the course of his life, all the personalities have had to fight one another, and then only the dominant one survives. It was really fun.
They have to find a way to visualize that. So,
but it's so
they don't
cheesy.
have to, but they do.
Yeah. But then they go to Russell Crowe goes to a nightclub. Some reason he's like obsessed with clothes and stuff. Tracy Lords is performing in this nightclub. And
there's a scene where she just escapes and it just goes nowhere. I was like, oh, she's gonna like call the cops or like do something. No, she just escapes.
Well, maybe she did. And
like
she got out and told the cops because they're all surround the place, don't they?
Yes, they do. But it was because he's on TV. Now, this is the other thing about Sid. He wants to be the star of the world.
Yeah.
He needs to be seen.
He needs an audience.
This scene where he's like conducting people's screams, and also the DJ booth is futuristic. it looks like something out of Star Trek or something, where you touch things, these weird modules.
It's like a theremin, like, you just
it's all
hold your hand
smooth,
over
weird
it.
shapes. Yeah, like, and so I'm like, okay, so there's futuristic DJ technology. There's a robot bartender.
Okay, there's an android bartender.
No, robot.
No, android. Humanoids are androids.
Oh, if it looks like a
so,
human,
right?
then it's an android. I always thought android was you're half human, half robot.
Yeah, maybe April's right. Or is that cyborg?
That's a cyborg.
Could be a cyborg.
Cybernetic organism.
Yeah, you're right, because the androids in
Android,
Alien are
a
not
robot
human.
with a human appearance. That's what
Yeah,
Android
so
is.
that's what it is, but it's really clunky, and Russell Crowe's like, oh, I can't believe you're like a distant relative of me.
Yeah.
And then he shoots this thing, and then he takes over the nightclub, ladies filming it and stuff. So yeah, he's like conducting this like symphony of screams.
So stupid.
It's very, very corny.
It's very silly.
Denzel shows up, and Russell Crowe, he like shoots him up, but then Russell Crowe like escapes. He does this. It's like something out of Planet of the Apes, like the Mark Wahlberg one, where all of a sudden he's on like a trampoline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does, whoop, but he does like a flip over Denzel, and he's like, ha ha ha.
Yeah, I guess he's having fun, but I feel like that stuff like didn't go far enough.
Yeah, I agree. That's one of the big issues. I mean, later on, he escapes by doing a handstand and jumping off a bridge.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing. I love that part.
And he goes like, woohoo! Yeah.
And there's like little bad ADR like things that he says as he's escaping, like,
Yeah.
God, this guy is fun.
Yeah, or whatever.
"Oh."
Yeah. Like, catch me now or something like that.
Yeah, so he escapes the nightclub. There's like a car chase. Then he's just like eating glass. Like, I love that. He's just eating the broken glass from the
Because
cop.
glass regenerates him. And
Yeah.
I think it's around here where he's in front of the tanker that does not explode.
Chekhov's tanker that does not explode.
And it's huge. Like,
yeah.
did they run out of money? I don't know.
It's like across the entire bridge.
It feels like it must have been meant to explode, right? Like
I would think so.
It was probably
right?
something, and then they couldn't get the permits
Yeah.
or something to like blow
And
it
they're
up in a
just like,
structure.
well, let's work around it. Still looks cool.
They should have gone to like the PM Entertainment Highway,
Yeah.
where they shoot all their movies and
Get those
fucking blow
guys.
something up.
Paramount. Call PM Entertainment. Ugh. But yeah, he jumps off and makes a funny sound. No, I actually did enjoy this movie, but my issue with this movie is that there's kind of too much going on, and there's things that get introduced that don't really come to
just
play. Or
not
like,
enough time to develop.
Like the guy who invented Sid is barely in the movie. He's at the beginning, and then he's just like hiding in a hotel room the entire movie. And then at the end, he kind of shows up to kind of help them foil him. But his motivations are not clear. Like he's barely a character.
He's
And
just weird.
It is weird. And then instead, we're focusing on stupid Kelly Lynch and her daughter, who's boring.
Oh God!
And
as soon as that
and I
daughter,
I
as soon as the
know.
daughter shows up, you're like, okay. Well,
And like I like Denzel, and I think he's charismatic, but I almost wish she just wasn't even in the movie. Like it's
Yeah.
too much. But we have to have parallels between
We have to
his
have-
daughter
yeah.
and her daughter.
you know, she's getting kidnapped. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, whatever. Okay,
let's talk about the weird like UFC fighting scene.
That is, yeah, it is weird, and it's like the entire audience is like
What
chanting.
what are they chanting? Are they chanting kapow?
It sounds
That's
like
what
kapow.
we think, yeah.
Yeah.
And but it's not just chanting it. It's like they're singing it, like it's like they're at a concert,
It's very strange.
and
Kapow,
it never stops.
kapow.
Kapow. And it just keeps going.
It's like something from like Dragon Sound, like like kumite, or no, wait, not kumite,
Taekwon. Yeah.
Taekwondo.
And yeah, it's like he just shows up there just to have a cool scene, I guess. But then he doesn't even get in the ring and do
Yeah, he
anything.
doesn't get in the ring. Why is he there? He
Yeah, he
just runs
sees one
away.
on TV. Yeah, he just sort of
He just
like,
wanted the camera.
he kind of like accosts some woman and kills a guy. There is a really funny scene where he does like a flip again, like haha.
Yeah, it's kind of like oh, I went to the demolition derby. Oh, you're gonna get in the cars? No, I won't be doing that. It's like, well,
Yeah.
why?
I wanted
Yeah.
to see him getting into the ring and like fucking people up.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it almost seemed like he was attracted to it because, oh, it's really violent. But no, it was just because he knew a lot of people were watching.
Yeah, and he saw it on
That's
TV when
dumb.
he was in the market. So
Yeah.
he goes there. But there's a he does that like flip off, and then the camera follows his head all the way to the ground. Which
I
is kinda
really
fun.
liked that shot. Maybe my favorite shot in the movie.
They reuse it again for.
They do a similar one later, but that one was better. And I also, as if we're talking about like favorite stuff, I like the kind of cheesy, dated computer graphics because they are of the time. But for the time, it looked pretty good.
This is like 95. It does get in.
I mean,
later
it
gets into 100% Lawnmower Man.
I'm just saying,
territory.
comparing it to Lawnmower Man, this movie is much better in terms of the graphics because they had time to work on them. Like, do you think this is a better movie than Lawnmower Man? Because I kind of think it is. Even though I like Lawnmower Man. But as far as like an entertaining movie, I think this is better.
I think this is better. It's definitely. I'm surprised you didn't say the soundtrack, April.
I do like the soundtrack, but I can't really remember any of the songs. But overall, it was fun.
I think Lawnmower Man has higher highs, I feel. You got Pierce Brosnan.
And I mean,
we watched
Jeff
the
Fahey's
director's cut last time, too, which
It did have the monkey with the VR helmet, which was
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
amazing.
that's right.
Nothing tops that. But I think as a sort of sustained entertainment, I think this is better.
I think so, too. But they're not either. Neither of them
I
are
think
great
Lawnmower
movies.
Man has three things going for it. The VR graphics, amazing. Jeff Fahey's Simple Jack performance.
Amazing.
And Pierce Brosnan hamming it up.
Yeah.
Virtuosity has Russell Crowe.
Hamming it up.
And
That's pretty much it.
Denzel
Yeah, he's
also
all right.
hamming it a little bit.
He's a little bit.
He's a little subdued.
Yeah.
He could have. Yeah, he could
That's
have been
his
a little
normal
crazier.
performance.
So I think Lawnmower Man wins on that. But what about Dead Pit? Let's rate the Brett Leonard films. The DTV
Dead Pit?
Man Thing movie that he made. Awful. Yeah.
Is that it for his career? That's it.
Yeah. No.
And
He also did
nothing
Hideaway, the Jeff Goldblum movie. Feed, the movie about feeders on the internet. Ugh.
What? Never even heard of it.
Hideaway, I've heard of.
Highlander: The Source, which is the forgotten Highlander movie from
Is it
2007.
with Mary Van Peebles?
No, this is the one that came 2 movies after that.
Oh no! Is it the
How
one
many
with the
Highlanders?
Adrian Paul from the TV show?
Adrian Paul, yeah, and it's the one that came after the one where it was Christopher Lambert and Adrian Paul together.
Oh,
Didn't they play the same character? No.
No, I don't
distant.
believe so.
They were both McLeods.
Yeah.
they were like cousins or something.
And Brett Leonard also directed T-Rex: Back to the Cretaceous, a 1998 IMAX movie, which makes me think that if it played in IMAX, I probably saw it. Like,
That's weird.
Like at the Science Center or
yeah,
whatever?
the Science Center. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Oh shit! This sounds like it's not. It's 50 minutes. Siegfried and Roy: The Magic Box.
Oh, I remember
What is
that.
that?
That's an IMAX movie,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Oh.
50
Yeah.
minutes long. It's an IMAX
Okay.
movie.
Yeah, I
Okay.
remember that.
And
Never
in
saw it.
2021, he just directed his first film since Man Thing. Since Highlander of the Source. It's called Triumph. It's about a young teen with cerebral palsy who becomes a wrestler.
Oh
It
my
co-stars Terrence Howard, and the poster looks like it was whipped up in 2 minutes.
Okay, you have to send us the picture.
Yes, it's not good. Terrence Howard looks confused, like he's somewhere that he's not supposed to be.
Yeah, on screen.
Yeah. Terrence Howard, because didn't Terrence Howard star in?
Yeah, he looks wildly out of context.
But why is he so giant? It looks like he's
He's a giant man playing with like Star Wars style chess.
Hey guys.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's Brett Leonard's career. Not
Wow.
very good. Supposedly he's very like opinionated. He looks a lot. Is he like Craig Zahler's brother? Do you know S. Craig Zahler?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know what he looks like.
Oh, okay. Because
That looks like a creep.
yeah.
oh, you
that's-
don't say.
Holy shit, he does.
That's Brett Leonard, and he has you know what? It's a slick back hair and the beard, and that's S. Craig Zahler. They just have like.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they look pretty similar,
Yeah.
but it's just this posted the styling, you know.
Yeah. I,
Ew,
as a
he's a
man losing his
ponytail.
hair, plan to go for the bald, slick back look.
I
get
love
with
the
ponytail.
the Zahler. I've got 3 hairs left, but I'm going to like slick them
He's
back.
really like Homer Simpsoning it. Hair
but it's back into like a ponytail.
Well, like slick back, like Bill Forsythe in this movie has this like awful grease combed,
His-
slicked back hair.
That is his hairdo.
That is his hair. He
in a
always does
permanent
that.
hairdo.
well, it
yeah.
looks awful.
He has never had a different hairdo than greased, slicked back.
yeah.
I like that hair for Bill.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you could say it's his signature. I don't know what else I've seen him in. I know he's been in a.
Well, we should call
Con
him
Air?
William
What?
Forsythe, because Bill
Con Air?
Forsythe is the director of Local Hero and Gregory's Girls.
Wait,
Oh, boy.
Bill Forsythe?
Yeah.
Did you guys
William
ever,
Forsythe.
Do you
Or is
remember
it William
uh,
Forsythe? Oh, we're getting it wrong.
No, it's William.
Bill.
Yeah, it's William Forsythe, right? Yeah.
He was in that Raging Bull sequel, wasn't he?
Oh, was he? Did he play Jake LaMotta?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not see the Raging Bull sequel. Oh no, he's also had the like long hair that goes on either side. Is that like what would you call
Oh
that?
shit, he was in Stone Cold,
Yes, he plays one of the bikers in Stone Cold.
who dies amazingly.
That looks like Jared Leto in My So-Called Life haircut.
Yeah. Well, he's got great hair. Let's just
Yeah.
say that. He's got amazing hair. And like, yeah, he's always got like a creepy mustache. Do you remember the Untouchables TV show?
No, never watched
It was like a really bad, kind of cheap Canadian-ish version. with,
Really?
like- yeah, and it was Bill Forsythe was playing Robert De Niro, Al Capone,
Okay.
and John Rhys Davies was playing Sean Connery's role.
Did he do an accent?
Oh yeah, he was like, ha ha.
Is John Rhys Davies Canadian?
No, he's Welsh.
But does he have Canadian like citizenship? Because he was in a lot of Canadian TV.
Yeah, because they're cheap and they're all, that's all you can hire.
Because like
It's John Rhys
Sliders was a
Davies.
Canadian TV show, right?
Yeah, well, he's worked a lot here because they're to Canadian TV. He's like the biggest star. Let's see, the Untouchables.
God, I loved Sliders when I was a
Rhys
kid.
Davies.
I also love Sliders.
That was our Doctor Who.
I'd say yes.
Okay.
Who is this man?
Oh God, I gotta save a picture.
What is it?
It's John Rhys Davies as Sean Connery's character.
What the?
Let me see. Oh man. It looks like Sean Connery cosplay.
Yes. It's like that man should never not have.
I
a
just
beard.
searched like Canadian Untouchable, like nothing came up.
I don't know if it's Canadian. I just remember
Okay.
it was really, really cheap.
All right. Well, we actually need to wrap up this movie.
Oh God, really?
I know that we
I want to
haven't
live in
talked
virtuosity
about-
forever.
I know we haven't talked about everything.
Okay. Well,
The whole rest of the movie is kind of just a big long action scene.
He, like-
There's a train. Denzel gets framed to killing a bystander, which, it's cleared up pretty fast that it wasn't him.
Yeah.
And then Sid breaks him out of the
prison
jail
van.
car. Yeah.
kills the cops. So
And he's
Denzel.
like, I need you.
Denzel is pretty much on the run. He's got to get, and Forsythe doesn't really know about the poison tracker thing. And when he finds out, Fichtner is just entering the
funny
code
scene.
to terminate Denzel Washington, and then he has a rampage, smashes.
Stop.
This
He
is
smashes all the computers.
other than Russell Crowe. This is like my favorite scene of the movie. He's like, roar! He starts smashing the computers, shooting the computers.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you're gonna use that on my friend. Him and Kelly team up. Sid 6.7 takes over like a, what is it? Like
I
a
love
presidential
that you know
debate?
That it's 6.7.
What was that?
Sid 6.7. You know the version number. I just think it's funny.
That's his name.
he has it tattooed on his body, April. Of
Yeah,
course
he
he
even
knows.
puts it, so
he
he
has
shows
a
up.
name tag.
He
that
shows up
puts
later
on.
in like looks like a Ghostbusters outfit. I think he's like an electrician outfit or something like that. And he rips the name tag off, and then he already has one that says Sid 6.7.
It's like a political debate he's crashing about
it's like
immigrants.
It's like the most watched thing on TV, and then he takes it over. He's like, "This is going to be like Death TV or something."
Yeah, I mean, it's really cheesy. He has a graphic and everything.
Yeah, he's gonna like he kidnaps Kelly Lynch's daughter, ties her up. He's gonna blow her up, and you see all in real time the viewers
going up and down like
the
it's Nielsen ratings.
They're like, "Wow, wow."
I mean, it's really dumb, but it's funny.
He's having fun, and then Denzel catches him. They like cut the phone lines off, so nobody
And
can
he's like,
call him.
"Where's my audience?" He's like holding hostage. This is like the third time he's done this in the movie, though. Like he doesn't really. They keep saying like he's evolving, but he's kind of just doing the same.
He's doing the same
stuff.
thing, yeah.
I mean, he's not composing symphonies anymore.
No, thank God.
But he is just taking people hostage.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like said that like he needs an opponent he wants to play, and that opponent is Denzel Washington.
It's like the Joker to his Batman.
Yeah, but I just say I wish it was maybe developed a little better.
Yeah. definitely.
And then the ending is just your typical, but your typical rooftop fight that is in every action movie, even to this day.
So with all the cop helicopter circles with like the spotlight, it's so crazy how the cops are like going after Denzel.
Yeah.
They have like no interest in Sid 6.7 at all. They're just like, oh, we gotta get him.
He killed one person.
I wonder what could attract the cops to attack Denzel instead of the other people.
It's a good point.
Robots.
What could it be?
Yeah.
They hate robots.
That's what it
Cyborgs.
is.
No, they love robots.
Apparently.
Anyway,
so they fight.
Big fight out.
He
big
kills
shootout.
Sid. Kelly Lynch finds the programmer. So he kills Sid, and he's like, well, you're never going to know where your daughter is. So they trick Sid. This is like a little clever bit. I kind of like this. They plug him back into VR, and you kind of jump back in time in the movie. They have the rooftop fight again, blah, blah, blah. Denzel dies, and then they reuse that same shot of Russell Crowe falling while the camera follows his head.
But it's Denzel now? Yeah, it didn't look as good.
No, blood splatters everywhere. It's pretty cool. And then Kelly Lynch, she's like, where's my daughter? And he kind of reveals, where she is. And then, so they're like, they break out of the VR. They're like, haha, we tricked you, Sid.
And he's like, what? I'm in the box?
Meanwhile, the programmer in real life kills Bill Forsyth, and then Kelly Lynch kills the programmer.
Because I guess he still doesn't want Sid to die, I guess.
It's like his father, he like birthed him.
Their relationship was not well enough established.
No, it was not.
But
it is funny here because like while this is happening, Denzel is like trapped in VR with like Russell Crowe, and it 100% turns into like Lawnmower Man.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
He's like falling through the air. It's not quite as
getting too much. It's like neural information or stimulus.
And then
500%.
Giant CG Russell Crowe heads. He's going into his mouth like rah.
Love it.
Doesn't look much better than the Lawnmower Man.
It is better, but this is probably the worst, but it's just, it's a lot. Again, how much, first of all, the rendering time, can you imagine in 1995 to do these things?
I don't know.
3 months.
Who knows?
Yeah, just to render one of these shots.
Guys, I have some bad news, though, before we continue.
What?
Okay.
Sliders is not Canadian.
What?
Was it not shot?
It wasn't even shot here?
I don't believe it was. I was looking here. It's an American production company that did it. It was John Landis's production company. Boo.
I thought it felt very Vancouver when I watched it.
It feels very Vancouver.
Yeah.
But I was looking at country of origin, United States. But you know what? They did shoot here. It's shot in British Columbia.
Okay, so at
seasons
least
1 and
partially.
2.
I'm trying
But
to find
then
out
they shot in
where
the U.S. for season 3 and 4. All right, sorry, what did we find out about Sliders, Colin?
No, I'm looking into
I know, we're pulling it back.
The Untouchables TV show.
You found out?
No, I'm looking
He's
for
trying to look for it right now.
Oh, okay.
This is the real research that's much very important.
Okay.
Because I searched Untouchables TV show Canada, and nothing really comes up. It's like 1959 series.
Someone out there might
59?
know.
No, it was 1990.
No, that's the original version.
This was
wait, I
93
found
to
it. 93, 94. No, it was a United States TV show.
Wow, it looks so cheap. I thought it was Canadian.
People need to understand that if something looks really cheap, or we all saw it, we assume it's Canadian.
Yeah.
But hey, the U.S. made cheap shows too.
It's like it's Murdoch Mysteries. Everything looks like Murdoch Mysteries.
God, Murdoch Mystery.
Again, like
a show that's only watched because old people are dying in front of their TVs and it just keeps running.
there's like
It's like
40
seasons.
No, there's a lot.
But you'll never meet somebody who like loves Murdoch Mystery.
I don't know anyone who's seen it.
I don't talk to a lot of grandmothers.
I've mentioned this, but my old trainer at the gym was in an episode because a lot of trainers.
We've
are
probably
also
all been in an
actors.
episode just walking around Toronto.
Yeah,
in the distillery district.
he played like a speaking character, But
do you know how many seasons of Murdoch Mysteries there's been? 18 seasons.
Yeah,
18.
okay. That wasn't
Well,
too
you
far
were
off.
right. I said 40. That's way too.
No,
And they
'cause I
started
worked-
early on with 13 episode series, and then they moved. Actually, technically 19 because there were 3 TV films
Oh, okay.
in 2004. So
Yeah, I worked at the place that did the VFX for it. They're
Oh.
like, it's entering its 17th season.
wow.
It's
Wow,
always going to
that's-
keep the lights on.
It's like, I was going to keep the lights on. They're like, well, the VFX budget per episode is like $1,000.
Yeah, the VFX budget
God.
is to make everything like blindingly bright to make it look old. Have you noticed that? Have you ever seen clips from it?
No.
Yeah, no, I watched that episode that my trainer
It just
was
looks
in.
so cheap.
I was like, oh my God, this sucks. But,
Yeah,
it
it's
was
so
funny.
bad. I mean, but we all love the K9 TV show as well, the CBC show.
K9?
It's
Yeah,
like, you know
it's one of
that
those
Commodore
cop shows.
Rex show from Germany?
What?
I'm going to look dog show because I know somebody who writes on it.
I've seen ads for it on CBC Gem.
Oh, I think it's a main CBC show,
Oh, okay.
right? God, I can't even find it. Dog show Canada cop.
You can put K9 in, but you're just gonna get the
Jim Belushi? Is it like a remake of that?
No,
What is it called? I know the
K9
original
for
version is called
Doctor Who.
Commodore Rex.
I don't.
Commodore Rex? No, I
Yeah,
don't know that.
Rex Canada show, and then Hudson and Rex is what it's called.
Oh.
What season is that on? 6. It's on season 6. There's 100 episodes of it.
I know who is watching any of
Who is
this?
watching this show?
Somebody is. Somebody
don't
is. They
know.
keep making them.
Okay, well, we got to wrap up. This
Denzel
movie.
rescues the kid. He uses his robotic arm finally.
because it had a tube in it. That's
That's
it.
it.
first-
That's it.
The kid is in like an air duct with a fan,
It's
and then
basically just a patch cable he needed.
he uses his metal arm first of all to stop the fan so he can get
okay,
through.
he did that.
And first of all, okay, and then he pulls this, I don't know, fiber optic cable out of his arm, defuses the bomb, and his arm seems to be working fine.
He just, it was just one cable. There's a whole bunch of cables in there. So
They're all redundant.
Yeah.
Most of them aren't needed.
all he did was make it like loop it.
Yeah.
And then the bomb squad comes in.
Yeah, and then he throws Sid's crystal off the thing. It shatters. Blah blah blah. And then we get
Over.
Peter Gabriel. This I'm like, who is
Peter
singing
Gabriel.
this end song in the credits? It's so inappropriate. Like it sounds like Sting, and it's like Peter
And then
Gabriel.
I said Phil Collins, not far off. Peter Gabriel.
"Oh, party man."
I don't mind Peter Gabriel, although this sucked. I don't like Phil Collins. But the soundtrack, other than that, was pretty good in the movie. Like, not songs I recognized, but like very 90s. There was like some grunge. There was some like kind of industrial stuff in the
All right,
club
I just brought
scene.
up the Virtuosity soundtrack. Let's see, 1995.
Is there anyone on there that we've heard of? Because I didn't recognize
Okay,
anything
so
from the
White
credits.
Discussion
Lords.
by Live. I've definitely heard that song because my dad was a big Live fan.
I know Live.
It was
yeah.
Black Grape.
Black Grape, A Big Day in the North.
I don't know that.
Tracy Lords.
June Reactor.
Nah.
Don't
I've
know
heard of
them.
June Reactor. I think they're on the Matrix soundtrack.
La India and Louis Vega. That must be Lou Vega's brother.
That's Lou Bega. Not Vega.
He did Mambo number 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tricky. Do you know them?
Yes, I've heard
What
of
is-
them.
what is their
Wait,
song?
Tricky did he was on the Queen of the Dam soundtrack.
Okay. William Orbit. Don't know. Something called London Beats. No.
No,
Lords of Acid. I've heard that before.
I've heard of them.
Like you said, Tracy Lords. Did Tracy Lords ever have any hits?
Like music hits?
not like
Yeah.
big hits, but she did some songs, right?
Yeah.
Did she?
I think she kind of did everything, you know. She was like an actress, singer, porn star. She was did she have a workout?
We're not
video?
allowed to watch any of her pornography, though.
Well, I mean, I this is just what I've heard.
Okay, yeah. You haven't watched any of them, right? Okay.
Of course. But I actually, speaking of Tracy Lords, she's pretty good when she shows up as an actress in things.
Yeah, Alone in the Dark.
Crybaby.
No, that's not Tracy Lords. That's the other porn actor. Who am I thinking of?
Alone.
Tara Reid.
She's not a porn
Not a
actress.
porn actress.
Why did I think she was a porn actor?
She's not. She was good in.
She was in.
Excision.
You know what? She was in the kind of pornography that I don't like. The American Pie films, which I consider pornography.
Yeah. But anyway, the movie just kind of ends like just credits over the the end shot of the rooftop, and that's the movie.
That's pretty much it. I don't know. I think it's kind of fun. Russell Crowe is
I
very
agree.
entertaining.
Like it is fun, but I don't know. Maybe there's a reason this movie has been mostly forgotten.
Okay. Do you think if Denzel had really amped up the craziness, you wanted someone else with like
I want someone other than Russell Crowe.
You wanted Jim Carrey. That's what you wanted.
He's someone, like a lesser Jim Carrey. I don't know.
A lesser. Oh, so wait, who directed Kung Pao Enter the Fist?
No,
Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah, so like a Bob Odenkirk kind of guy.
Yeah. No. But anyway.
Not Bob Odenkirk. His name is slightly different. I'm looking it up right now. It's Steve Oderkirk.
Oderkirk.
Yes. Because there's a movie that Jim Carrey and Steve Oderkirk are in. We should do it for this podcast. I don't remember what it's called. I'm looking it up right now. Not the Thumb movies.
God, no.
Oh, High Strung from 1992.
Wow. Oh, 1992 Jim Carrey movie.
It's it's a Steve Oderkirk vehicle.
Okay.
Directed by Roger Nygaard, who directed something funny. What did he direct? And by funny, I mean like not good.
Bad.
Oh, he directed Trekkies. I like that movie. Did you ever see that, Colin?
No.
I thought it was a documentary.
Oh, wait. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Oh, I'm thinking of Free Enterprise. That's what I'm thinking of.
Also,
No.
I've heard of both of them. I've never seen them, though.
Well, anyway,
Steve Oderkirk coming soon to this podcast. Wait, I want to make sure.
Not
Oh, yeah.
doing
Jim
the fun
Carrey
movies.
plays Death in High Strung.
Oh, okay, so he's barely in it, probably. But yeah, we did talk about Kung Pao.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Yes,
Tom
we did.
Wilson is in this movie? Biff from Back to the Future? Fred
Okay.
Willard?
Oh, Fred Willard.
Kirsten Dunst?
Oh my God. So
Yeah.
stars are in that movie. Anyway,
And Steve Oderkirk, of course.
okay. So Virtuosity.
Yes.
A very light recommend from me. I'm not going to say stay away from it, but I think if you're curious, it's not a bad time. I don't think it was boring. I thought it was relatively fun.
Yeah, I think it was fun. Russell Crowe.
I'm glad I saw it.
I want to see more of this type of Russell Crowe. You know what I mean? You probably can't do it now because he's...
I think it's
Large
really
man.
funny how there's probably like female or male Russell Crowe fans who are like, I'm going to watch his entire filmography and then watch this, and they're just like, what is this? He's ridiculous.
What's
Who goes, I'm going to watch all of Russell Crowe's filmography?
Oh, they're out
Some
there.
lady, I don't know, start with King of the Brumbies or whatever it's called. The Prince of the Brambles.
They're out there. But yeah.
Brumby heads.
Is Russell Crowe in... Oh, never mind. I was
What?
going to say... Is
In
he
Gladiator
is he in
2?
Gladiator 2?
Spoiler!
He's like back?
No,
Maybe
he's
it's
not.
a flashback.
We need
No.
help.
That would be funny. He comes back like Beetlejuice.
No, it's like the new Scream movie with Skeet Ulrich, and he's like, I died, but my ghost is old for some reason.
In hell, you grow older.
In hell, they feed you well, as you can tell.
Okay, so...
Oh, wait. Steve Oderkirk, I have a photo I'm going to send to you guys, has an amazing hairline. That it's like, when do you give up the ghost and you just shave the head?
Is this from
What, like-
now?
Well, that's a Homer Simpson.
Oh my god. The hair on the top of his head is
He
so
should
sparse.
talk to S. Craig Zahler.
Yeah, what's your secret?
I just slick it back in ponytail, baby.
Oh my god. Anyway. So Justin, I'm guessing you're not recommending this movie?
No, I don't. Wait, is this a new bit we do? We recommend the movie or
No,
not?
I think we always did that. So
no,
you're
I
on
wouldn't
a no.
recommend
Okay. Well, I didn't think it was that bad. I really
Face is he
don't.
making in that picture?
Whoop. I mean, he's a funny guy.
So if you want to email the podcast, we're at nosuchthingasabadmovie@gmail.com, and we're on
Colin is laughing harder at this than he's ever laughed at anything Steve Oderkirk has done.
It's true.
we're on Twitter
This is
and
his
Insta-
greatest accomplishment.
we're on Twitter
Wait,
and
I mean,
Instagram.
Bruce Almighty?
He's in
never
Bruce
saw it.
Almighty?
He
He wrote that?
wrote Bruce Almighty.
okay.
It's okay. Anyway, we're on Twitter and Instagram at No Such Thing Pod. We're on YouTube. We're on Patreon, patreon.com/No Such Thing as a Bad Movie. If you subscribe at the $5 level, you get a bonus episode every 2 weeks, plus access to our entire back catalog of, over 100 mini episodes, commentary tracks, Q&As, and we're talking about the Beetlejuice movie next week. So very Halloween-esque. And if you want to find me, I'm on Twitter and Instagram at April at Mansky.
You can find me on social media, DeCluJ, DECLOUX, letter J. I have multiple podcasts, and I'm also on Letterboxd under Justin DeClue.
You can follow me, Sergeant Zima, SGTZIMA, on Twitter. I've also got a letterbox. I don't know what it is. And an Instagram.
Guys, also, please subscribe to our Patreon. Some of us have another mouse to feed soon.
Yeah, that's right. We're getting another cat.
You're growing another mouth?
You're getting another cat?
No, I was
joking.
just
You need to get
joking.
another one. It needs to be the Three Stooges.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy,
We've
yeah.
already got Curly.
We got our hands
We've
full.
got Curly and Mo.
Our pal
here.
Will Sloan has 3 dogs.
I know.
Yeah,
I
you
saw
could
them
deal
the
with
other
3
night,
cats.
and Shemp, his French bulldog,
bulldog.
is so sweet. He's so cute, but he's getting really big and round. for
Wait,
French bulldog.
no, some
are you
French bulldogs
body
get
shaming
long,
his
right?
French bulldog?
Yeah, this dog is fat. No, hey,
Oh,
hey,
the French love their wine.
He's a real Gerard Depardieu. Throw him in jail.
But anyway, sorry this wasn't a very spooky episode, but maybe next week we'll see.
All right, it's probably April's turn, right?
It could be a listener pick next week. Could have a guest
the
on.
Spookiest episode.
Could have a guest on next time. We'll see.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about
next
that.
time would probably be a guest episode, but we'll see. So thanks for listening. Enjoy the rest of your October, and we'll see you next week if you're a Patreon for Beetlejuice. I'm April Minsky.
I'm Justin Clue.
I'm Colin Cutsingham.
And remember, no such thing as a bad movie. There's no such thing as a bad movie. I didn't say theirs.